studios in Oklahoma City. You're watching The Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Time for our weekly 5 in 5 segment. 5 topics, a minute each for 5 minutes. Let's get right to it. Hey, Barry, you got any eligibility left to play wide receiver at Oklahoma?
No, my eligibility expired somewhere in the Wishbone era, so no, they're not going to be throwing me any passes, but I tell you what, they could use somebody. I mean, nobody left. I mean, there's one guy on campus right now, a scholarship player, that's caught a pass in a real game, so that's Kenny Stills. A little bit of a wasteland, but some help coming in the way of freshmen. Those guys are going to have to play.
They're going to have to help because at this point, the numbers are sparse. In the spring, we were talking about how great this core of wide receivers could be, and obviously the depth that they had. You're talking about Kenny Stills, talking about Jazz Reynolds, Trey Franks. We saw the freshman Trey McTwire. Now Franks and Reynolds are gone for we don't know how long, Barry. This is a big blow to the Sooners. I mean, how did they recover from this?
Well, I mean, I think you just go on with the two guys you can count on, McTwire, which just from the spring, I think you can rely on him, plus Kenny Stills. So then you plug in the other guys. Frankly, you're talking about some guys that you couldn't count on before. Two of them, Reynolds, Trey Franks, have been suspended before. It's not like you didn't know it was coming.
That's right. All right, let's continue to talk about this, Barry. Who's hurt most from these suspensions, do you think?
Besides the guys who were suspended?
Right, besides the guys who were suspended.
I can't believe Landry Jones is all that excited today. I mean, for crying out loud, he's got his two favorite guys, but the depth is very suspect beyond them. Oklahoma's for the last 10, 12 years been a team that's thrown it around to 4 or 5 different guys. Yeah. Right now, he only knows of only 2 guys he knows he can throw to. I think Landry Jones may be hurt the most.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about that. You know, the wide receivers talked in the spring, and Landry Jones, I'm sure, spoke to this too, about the idea that unlike last year when Ryan Broyles got hurt and they had to adjust midstream, they had all spring to work with these guys and really try to get their rhythm. That seemingly now is gone, Barry. I mean, they're going to go, obviously you're going to have that month of fall practice, but a lot of that timing and, chemistry they developed in the spring, I mean, yeah, it's great for Kenny Stills and Trey McTwire, but the rest of those guys, it doesn't matter at this point. That's a big-time change that they're going to have to adapt to come the fall.
Most of the freshmen will be here in the summer, right. But Courtney Gardner, the Ballyhoo JUCO guy, won't get here until August.
All right, something to keep an eye on. One more about this, Barry. Who gains the most from this suspension? We talked about who was hurt the most. Who gains the most?
Well, I think it's going to be those freshmen. Yeah. Derek Woods, Deron Neal, Sterling Shepard. I mean, we've seen Sterling Shepard play. I think Sterling Shepard's going to get in the rotation. I think he's going to play. He's going to get the chance to be the next Ryan Broyles.
Wow.
And I think, if you believe in Sterling Shepard, which most people do, this accelerates his progress. I think he's got a chance to have a breakout freshman year.
I think another guy that this may help a lot to keep on the field is Blake Bell. I mean, you look at why the Sooners went to the Belldozer. It was because they just didn't quite have that chemistry around the goal line last year once Ryan Broyles got hurt. Barry, it's going to be up in the air. Maybe they develop it in the fall, maybe they don't. But surely the Belldozer gets a little more work because they just don't have that depth at receiver.
Could see more of it.
All right. Barry, let's talk about this. Avenger Fever. Big Avengers movie out. What of these guys would you want to be, or girls? What superhero you want to be?
Well, do I have to be an Avenger?
Well,
My
okay.
problem is I'm not an Avenger fan.
All right.
I'm not an Avenger fan.
You're always going outside the box anyway.
I mean, I'm a Batman guy. Okay. I've always been a Batman guy. Love Batman. Love the old Batman when I was a kid. Love the new Batman, the Dark Knight when I'm an old man. I love Batman. I like Batman because it's within the realm of possibility. I know it's borderline science fiction, but you can sort of stretch your imagination.
Yeah.
But these guys that fly through the air and do all kinds of stuff, it's not going to happen. So give me Batman and you go see the Avengers.
I don't know if I'll go see the Avengers, but everybody else is. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to be like Thor or any of these guys. To have a superpower to be able to swing a hammer and bust up whatever you hit, that'd be kind of cool.
I bet Thor.
And he's got great hair.
Thor, God of Thunder, would probably get free tickets to the Thunder. They'd probably let him in for free.
That's probably right. All right, lastly, Barry, what about this question? What will the reaction be to Mr. Metta World Peace or Ron Artest, pick your poison, or Metta World Chaos when he shows up here in Oklahoma
We
City?
know what it's going to be. It's going to be loud and boisterous and one pronounced boo. It's going to be very, very it's going to be very unison.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I wish the whole arena would just go deathly quiet. I think that would throw Ron Artest off his game. I think Metta World Chaos would be freaked out. Boos don't bother this guy. This guy's been booed since he's walking the streets of Queens as a 13-year-old. But somebody that just stares at him with death silence, I think that would throw off the Lakers.
Yeah, it definitely would. There's not going to be any love for Ron Artest. I'm not suggesting that. I think there will be a ton of boos, but, you know, almost just that not even paying attention. Because that, I mean, really, that would be much worse, I would think. Because Ron Artest, you saw him on the Conan show, Barry. I mean, the guy's hamming it up, and clearly he's trying to play the good guy and the victim and all this other stuff. He loves that attention. And if Thunder fans just showed him no attention, ooh.
He wouldn't like it.
He wouldn't like it. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.